Last year I made over $1,800 just from keeping my emergency fund in my high yield savings account. And if you're considering opening a high yield savings account but still have some questions, this is the video for you. We're going to talk about reasons why you might want to open one and things you should know before you do. If you're new here, hey, I'm Marissa, and we talk about ways you can budget, save, and make more money for your family. So if that sounds like something interesting to you, scroll down and hit that subscribe button so you won't miss any new videos. And since we were talking about high yield savings account, I will go ahead and leave a link to the account that I use down below. It's called CIT Bank. I've been using them for over 2 years now and they've been wonderful, but that is the one that I personally use and trust if you're looking for a good one. So first off, why might you want to open a high yield savings account? Simply the reason why you want to open a high yield savings account is to earn extra interest. If you have your emergency fund sitting in your typical bank, you're probably earning a couple pennies of interest each month, which is essentially nothing. But with a high yield savings account, you can earn over 10 times the average national rate just by keeping your money in this type of account. This is how much money I earned last month alone in my high yield savings account just by letting my emergency fund sit there. If you're on the fence about whether or not to open an account, I think that this is the main reason why people want to open one, is to earn that extra interest. And think about all of the things that you might be able to do with this extra interest. For example, I like to look at this as money that's paying for my kids' swim lessons. It's not super cheap to have swim lessons, but I love that I get to think that my bank is just earning me some interest and I can apply that to the swim lessons. I also have a friend who recently booked a vacation because she had earned more interest in her high yield savings account for the year than the cost of the trip, and that was an easy way for her to say yes to taking a vacation. Maybe this covers a utility bill or it covers your eating out budget. Whatever that may be for you, you can think about what you would do with this extra interest in your budget each month. Obviously, it's not going to be life-changing. You're not going to quit your job over this interest, but it's something to help out in your budget. Another reason why you want a high yield savings account is because it is typically FDIC insured, which is the case for the CIT Bank one that I personally use. It is FDIC insured up to $250,000 per person, so it's a great place to keep your money knowing that it's always going to be there. And the CIT Bank high yield savings account that I personally use is also fee-free. There are no opening fees, maintenance fees, no fees, so I'm just earning interest without having to pay the bank. It also works just like a normal bank where you can put money in or take money out when you need it. This is not a CD, a certificate of deposit, where you have to wait a certain amount of time before you can get that money out. You can make a transfer just like you would with a normal savings account. And while I think having a high yield savings account is one of the easiest and best things you can do to better your money, there are some things that you also should be aware of before you sign up. I started this by saying that high yield savings accounts are legit. I am kind of kicking myself that I didn't start a high yield savings account until I think 2018 because I just didn't know that that was a legit thing. Like, what do you mean you're gonna pay me more than 2 pennies of interest each month? Like, sounds too good to be true. It's truly not. These banks are able to provide more interest on their bank accounts because they are typically an online bank, so they don't have as much overhead and can provide those higher rates. As I mentioned, I've been using a high yield savings account since about 2018. I previously was with Ally Bank. They were great, and then I moved over to CIT Bank because they had higher rates, and both have been great accounts to use for our high yield savings. They are legit. Another thing you should know is that rates change. Right now, at the time of me filming this video, CIT Bank has 2 different high yield savings accounts. A Platinum Savings, which earns you 4.1%, but you need to have $5,000 in this account to get that rate, or their Savings Connect account, which earns 4%. So those rates are very close, and you only need $100 in this account. But rates have changed, and they will continue to change. You are not locking in a rate when you sign up for a high yield savings account, and the rate will vary. Since we've currently been in a time of higher interest rates, the rates on high yield savings accounts are also going to be higher. But if the Fed lowers rates, then you'll probably see rates for high yield savings accounts continue to lower as well. When I first opened my account with CIT Bank 2 years ago, rates were at an all-time high and I was earning over 5% on my money, but now it is 4%. I know that's a bummer for that rate to go down, but rest assured that a high yield savings account is always going to earn you more money than it would in a regular savings account. So it's always still going to be a better option. And I will also tell you that 4.1% or 4% is still a crazy high rate for high yield savings accounts. So if you haven't opened one yet, let this be be your motivation to go open one and take advantage of it while rates are still higher. The other thing you should know is that you will pay taxes on the interest that you earn from your high-yield savings account. And I know that for some people, this can be a deterrent of why they might not want to sign up for it, but it's really easy. At the end of the year, you'll receive a 1099 from your high-yield savings account, and you just include that with your tax filing, so you will pay taxes on that interest. But think of it this way. Would you rather earn $10 and have to pay back $2? Or would you rather earn $1? Of course, you'd rather earn a net $8, similar to paying taxes on the interest that you're earning from a high-yield savings account rather than just keeping it in your regular savings. The other thing to note is that it typically takes a couple days for your money to transfer. This is just something to note. If you need the money from your high-yield savings account, it could take a couple days until it hits a different bank account. You also could always make a payment directly from your high-yield savings account, which I did when we bought our new car, when we bought our house. I had those funds withdrawn directly from our high-yield savings account so that it was quicker. But if you are in a situation where you need to access your emergency fund, which is in your high-yield savings account, it may take a couple days for that transfer to be complete. So if you're ready to open a high-yield savings account, what should you do? First off, I think you should look for a bank with a higher interest rate. Might as well find a bank that's going to pay you the most. Obviously, that's going to change. We know that because this rate is variable, but find a bank that's going to pay you the most. This is why I personally went with CIT Bank, because they have some of the highest interest rates around, and I have had a great experience with them. Also being FDIC insured and no monthly fees. The next thing you want to do is don't put everything into this account, okay? I say put your emergency fund in your high-yield savings account, but I would also keep a little bit of money in your regular checking or savings account just so that you have quick access to something. Like I mentioned, it does take a couple days to make that transfer from your high-yield savings to your regular bank. So if you need money right away, which I don't think there are a lot of emergencies where you need money like within the hour, but if you do, it's more reassuring to just have a little bit of money close by. I like to keep like 1 month of expenses in with my regular checking or savings, and then keep everything else over with our high-yield savings account. That way I still have some access to quick cash, and if I need to, then I can make that 2-day transfer. And then you just get to earn interest and find a fun place to put that in your budget. Whether you are working on building your savings even more, saving for your vacation, wanting to fund fun things for your kids, a high-yield savings account will allow you to earn a little extra money each month, which is better than it sitting in a regular bank. So if you have not opened a high-yield savings account yet, please do. It'll take you 5 minutes to apply for CIT Bank and open a bank account there. Again, I have them linked down below and you can check them out. They're who I personally use and recommend to my friends and family, and they've been great. And with that, I will look forward to seeing you in my next video. Bye.